Thanks for listening to Two Girls, One Plant.
We're your hosts, Madison
and Jillian, and this week we're staying safer at home.
Hi, we're at home right now. We're not together.
No, we're not. We're back to our original pandemic days.
Yes, we are. Yeah, it's kind of like a throwback a little bit, and I'm sure the audio doesn't sound as amazing since I'm literally using my AirPods to record.
Although we can actually hear you, like, because of the equipment upgrade, it was like actually a lot easier to like sync up and get everything to record quickly, which is sweet.
Yeah, so Jillian will sound amazing while I'll just sound like every other Zoom call that people go on TV. They just sound awful.
But now you know what? We can blame a little bit of that sickness on like the audio quality. It's like that crinkle in my voice. That's just the fucking AirPods, you know?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we're staying at home and hopefully you guys don't mind. It is like, have you listened to our episodes from like the start of the pandemic? Have you like gone back and listened to them?
No, I get really weird about listening back to them.
I was listening to them like a few weeks ago, and it's like so weird to like hear our like outlook on the pandemic at that time.
Oh,
like we were just like, so like it will be fine, everybody just stay safe, and then the progression of like, you know, okay, we need to start wearing a mask, and like it's just so weird because I feel like it's been 84 years of being in a pandemic.
It literally does. Like this year is never fucking ending.
Still November.
I know, we're still not through it. But like that kind of brings us to why we're recording at home. So I sound really cool because I'm still here at the studio, and I am going to work every day. Madison, how about you give us a little update about how you're doing? Because I know you shared in your Instagram story.
So fun fact, I have COVID. I contracted COVID and started experiencing symptoms exactly 2 weeks ago today. So it's been a full 2 weeks that we're recording this. Is the Sunday. And it has fucking sucked this entire time. Don't recommend it. 0 out of 10 experience. Don't recommend COVID.
Turns
for
out
any
it's
reason.
Not a joke and is very serious.
Yeah, it's not fun, and my experience has been hard, mentally and emotionally and physically. Obviously, like I'm not on a ventilator, I'm not having to be put on like a breathing machine, which thank freaking God, but it doesn't mean it sucks any less. So beep boop beep boop.
Yay, I can hear you.
Okay, that was, I don't know, I didn't do anything.
I don't know. I'll edit that out so everybody's not just like sitting there while we're like signing to each other over the video, but I'm glad we can hear you again. So just like I would do with any guest, I don't want you to share anything you're uncomfortable sharing because it's ultimately a medical experience, but I do kind of want you to share a little bit about what your experience has been from the start of your symptoms to, you know, realizing how significant it was impacting your day-to-day to kind of the climax and now your stay at home.
So for those of you who don't know, I have a personal Instagram and I was posting stories on there. Anyway, on November 2nd, I started experiencing symptoms and I got tested. It was negative and I still had to quarantine for 10 days from work, and I had symptoms of like fatigue, headache, cough, body aches, but I was tested negative.
That's so interesting that you tested negative the first time when you had symptoms.
Right. And I was fine by the end of my quarantine, like of the 10 days. So 10 days got up, I went back to work. I was at work for 4 days. I wore a mask. I tried to stay the fuck away from people the best I possibly could, mostly because I am an immune compromised person. So what that means for me is that after I'm sick, and I'm sick like that, my immune system is just like, okay, the floodgates are open. You can get anything at this point, and you will continue to be sick. So what's in season? The COVID. And on the fourth day, which was a Sunday, I started having body aches again. My neck started hurting, like, you know, that lower neck pain where you're like, oh God, and then it's going to be the whole body.
Ugh.
I started having like a headache. I couldn't, like, I felt really dizzy. And so I went home. I didn't say anything because I was like, I don't want to be that person. I just got done quarantining for 10 days. So, which is really irresponsible, but I had so much guilt already being gone. So I went home and I started to get chills and really hot. Took my temperature and I was like at a 99.7 fever.
Like the
It
start
was like
of
a
fever.
low grade fever. Yeah. So then I called work and I was like, I don't think I should come to work tomorrow. He's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't. Woke up the next morning and I was so sick. I had a fever of 101.8. I could not move. I was just miserable. I was so miserable. And that continued for about 3 days with the fever.
Yeah, to the point of you having shortness of breath, chest pains, and ultimately needing to go see a doctor because, I mean, that affects your day to day at that point.
I mean, I literally haven't been doing anything. Just getting up and going to the bathroom is exhausting still today. Like, it's exhausting just to get up. I get really dizzy because what's happening is I can't breathe correctly. And I still have tightness in my chest. So imagine like a piece of plastic and you poke a hole through it like with a needle and you have to breathe through that. That's what it's like. But imagine like you have to take small breaths to get the most amount of air. But imagine taking like really deep breaths through that tiny hole, but you suck in all the plastic because it's a harder, deeper breath.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. So I still like have a cough. I still can't breathe super great. I did have to go to the emergency room because I was starting to get really bad chest pains and my breathing was becoming like more and more shallow. Luckily, it was fine. The doctor said I have a nodule in my lung that I need to go get checked out in 6 months. And usually she said that with COVID patients, it's multiple nodules in the lungs. So she said just because there was one, she wasn't too concerned about it. And I just needed to rest. And it's just not fun. Like I've literally have not left my house in 2 weeks. I think the only place I went was the ER and the COVID testing site, which I did get tested again at the start of my quarantine, and that did come back positive.
Right.
So that was a positive test result. My partner also was tested, and he also came back positive as well.
Is he experiencing the same symptoms as you?
So he lost his sense of taste and smell, which I also lost too. He lost that. He had body aches, fatigue. He had a headache and like a cough, but that was it. He never got a fever. And he had those symptoms for 5 days.
Oh, wow.
And then he was better. He's like better. He's normal. Like it's like he wasn't even sick.
Wow.
So it just happens so differently with everybody. It's wild how different it just happens with everyone. But, you know, everybody has been like so supportive and just like so helpful this entire time. I've had so many people come by and bring me just like groceries and Jillian was amazing and brought me like Thanksgiving food so I could have like a meal to eat on Thanksgiving. It was so nice.
I guess, girl, you know, food is my priority. Gotta make sure everybody's well fed.
I was so thankful because like I was like I want to just like because Thanksgiving is my holiday. I love cooking on Thanksgiving. I go all out. I want to feed North Korea. Like that's what I tell everybody. I cook for an army out of North Korea. Like that's what that's my thing. And I was just so bummed this year that I couldn't do it. But I'm so grateful that I got to have a meal that was Thanksgiving, and it's all because Jillian and so many people like helped me. Were just so helpful.
Yep. Definitely not just me. It was definitely a few people. And honestly, like we're just grateful that you're out of the hospital and at home. For a lot of people, that isn't even really the case. And even being at home, it's absolutely exhausting doing normal things. And Madison has said a couple of times that she feels lazy or like she's not really doing enough. And I just want to make it really clear that your body is literally fighting like a war. You know what I mean? Like you need all the rest possible so so that your body can keep doing what it's doing. Like even things like a fever are signs that your body are constantly trying to fight this virus off. So it's really worth it to get rest. And that's kind of why we're doing a much chiller, easygoing, safer at home episode so that we can kind of keep it low key, update you guys on what's happening, and not overexert Madison, and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves too.
Totally. Yeah. And, you know, we don't know what next week's episode will look like. It might be another chill episode. We'll see how I'm feeling. My goal is to return to work at the end of the week, and I want to get another COVID test before I go back to work. And then real quick, I really just want to say a huge thank you to the nurses and the doctors at the hospital. Literally, I went into that experience thinking what you see on the news, you know, that you see people on ventilators, you see people in hazmat suits, and it's this big scary thing. It really wasn't. The first hour I was terrified, but there were so many doctors and nurses that they didn't look at you like a freak. I was just so scared of just going in there, and they were gonna stay the back hell away from me, you know, be like, okay, and then get the fuck out, you know. Like it wasn't like that at all. Like doctor, she put her hand on my leg and she was like, don't be scared, we're all here for you. And I just started bawling so hard, and I was just like, I needed to hear that. And she's like, well, you're gonna be okay. She's like, you're a beautiful young girl, like you're healthy, like we're gonna get you out of here. Okay, we just got to do some tests and make sure you're good to go. And after that I was like, cool, I'm gonna take a nap. Like she just was so like, I just kind of needed to hear that from like a doctor. And like the rooms were private, they were quiet, I had my own room, and it was just an overall, I don't want to say amazing experience because that sounds weird. Going to the ER was amazing, but like really the people working there made it so much more comfortable, you know. And I had so many people like you reaching out and just being like, are you okay? And you were sending me funny memes. Yeah,
that's my way to like cope with shit. I'm like, I gotta make her laugh, I have to feed her, like that's how you get through stuff.
Jillian's the real one. Everybody needs a Jillian in their life.
I'm here. It's pretty awesome. I'm glad that the nurses and doctors were able to make you feel better. Honestly, they haven't had a break for like 8 or 9 months with people coming in and out of the hospital. So it's really incredible that they're still chugging along, like literally trying to help every single person that comes through.
Absolutely. And it's so, we'll talk about plants in a second here, but being like the level of sick I am with COVID, it's still so frustrating seeing people not take this shit seriously. This shit is so serious. I have not been at work for 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks. I'm making 50% of my wages right now. Yes, I am thankful that I get to be paid and get to be home. Like that is a huge blessing. That only lasts for so long. I can't pay rent entirely. So it's like, it's not like this fun thing. And I kept telling everybody, like, I'll get sick and I'll just be really sick. I'm not going to die. Like, it's not going to be like that. I'll have maybe long-term effect, whatever for me. But for me, I was more worried about it financially. And I was worried about losing my fucking sense of taste and smell. I still have some certain things I eat taste like gasoline.
God.
It's the weirdest thing. So please take this shit seriously. Like I cannot tell you how frustrating it is to see people not take it seriously and like wear a mask, and don't just like wear a mask, actually stay a respectful distance from people right now. I still got sick. I still wore a mask. And yes, like masks aren't 100% perfect. It slows the spread. Yeah. It slows the spread. That's the point of the mask. Because in every situation, we can't stay 6 feet apart from each other. That would be ideal, but we just don't. We can't. So wear a mask, stay at home, order if you can, shop small, support where you can.
Yeah, everybody's
and
like
reach
really
out for
struggling
help
this holiday season. So be honest if you need help, and reach out to your community. support people in your community if you're able and are still working. Like, shop small as much as you can. It's the holiday season. Like, everybody looking for Black Friday deals, because this is the Sunday right after Black Friday that we're recording, was driving me flipping nuts, because they were coming in on like Small Business Saturday, posting online looking for deals at like small businesses. And it's like, no, like, you missed the point of the Small Business Saturday.
I am so flabbergasted by this. Y'all, we support our small businesses because they're a small business.
Of course.
You are not entitled to any kind of deal or Black Friday deal or anything like that. And what, you're not going to shop at that business because they're not offering like a discount? What the hell of the hypocrisy?
Totally wild.
I wanted to ask you about this because I went back on the Facebook page. I saw your Instagram post about somebody coming in the shop and being like, there was a discount or a deal or whatever. And it's like, you're like, no. Oh, in that Facebook page, I read it. So you're talking to that admin right now.
Yeah.
So what you want to talk about?
So no discount, and thanks for being a part of the group. Bye.
So what happened? They just came in and they were like...
It was during checkout. Like, she literally picked out a bunch of plants and they were checking out, and they were like, oh yeah, like, I was just wondering if you were running any deals for mentioning Colorado Plant Pals like some of the other nurseries are. And like, it honestly caught me off guard for a second. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, I run that group. And she was like, because for some reason, like, that was the first thing that occurred to me, was like, I know that group. That's so weird. And she's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, I absolutely love that group. Like, it's really nice. And I was like, no, unfortunately, like, we're not offering any like Black Friday deals or anything like that. I was just like, oh, okay. And I checked her out and she left and I wished her good night. And it was just like really weird. It was just a really weird moment that totally caught me off guard and was really awkward. And it was like, yep, totally know what group you're talking about. Nope, definitely no deal. Like, pay full praise.
Oh my gosh. That's like going up to an artist. Like, we all have artists that we love to follow on Instagram and being like, are you offering like a sale or a discount on your art?
That's exactly what it's crazy. Like, these are small businesses who have honestly had a really shit year. Pretty much whatever industry you're in, you've had a shit year financially as a small business. And you need your community support now more than ever, especially before the holidays, because those small business owners want to get gifts for people in their lives too. You know what I mean? And and this extends to like individual sellers. It extends to your friends who make art and are trying to make extra money for the holidays. If you really respect and love your friend and want to support them, like, pay full price for their work. Like, makes all the difference. If they offer you a discount because they're a total sweetie, great. But like, don't ask for it.
Yeah, that, like, look for sales and discounts and whatever at like Walmart and Amazon
Best Buy, Target,
and Kohl's. Like, they're the ones doing the Black Friday. It's called Black Friday for a reason. Like, that, it pertains to them. And then there's Small Business Saturday. It's not Small Business Saturday deals. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like, that is just so fucking wild to me.
It is, because the whole point of Small Business Saturday was to support small businesses after big retailers get huge rushes on Black Friday. So it's like totally counterintuitive to the point of the day. Blows my mind.
Well, I think it was just with that experience at the shop. I think I saw it everywhere. I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on Facebook. And I'm just reading this and I was like, why is everybody... I get like wanting to get a discount. And if, like, let's say a local shop posts on Facebook and they're like in a group or whatever, and they're just like, we're having a sale and come down, and that's great. Good for them. But for people to be like, hey, what small local plant shops are offering off Black Friday deals, like, that is so tacky. It's so tacky. And it's just like, it just makes you look so greedy. Like,
yeah,
so
and it
greedy.
puts this level of pressure on these small businesses to have a deal to compete, when they don't really have the margin or the leeway to do that kind of stuff. So you're putting like businesses that opened in the last 6 months, businesses that opened in the last year, in a position where they literally have to either cut themselves off at the feet and not make as much money, or not have as many customers and possibly not make as much money anyway. It just defeats the whole point of trying to go and support them.
It does.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's talk about, if you guys don't follow Jillian, go follow Jillian. She's been so amazing about sharing really amazing small businesses and artists. Do you want to share like a couple small businesses and artists that you're wanting to support or do support?
I will share some planty ones because I feel like that's kind of what fits the podcast the best, right? Like definitely the jam. And one of the first ones has to be Henleva.
Yes.
I don't know how to say it, but I freaking love her. Yeah. Her work is totally amazing. And she does like enamel pins and plant stamps, which are really cool. She has like these sun catchers from like different leaf shapes that are really beautiful.
Yes, those are cool.
Super, super creative. Absolutely love the work that she does. Have multiple pins by her. And she's been restocking for the holidays, which is awesome. So definitely check her out. I also wanted to call out Petals and Pearls. I think it's Petals and Pearls, but I'll tag everybody anyway when we post for Instagram. But she makes porcelain leaves and she puts them into jewelry, and she can do a custom of like any leaf. So if you have like a variegated leaf and you're like, oh my God, I love the variegation on this leaf, it's my favorite philodendron in my house, you can send her a picture and she'll do her best to make you a custom leaf and put it on a necklace or earrings. And you can just go to her website and buy, like, for example, I thought it would be really cute to buy like a pair of variegated Monstera adansonii earrings, because that's the only way I'm ever going to be able to afford variegated Monstera adansonii. So super duper cute, and they're porcelain, which is really sweet.
That's really cool.
I wanted to shout out Home by Faith, which everybody's probably seen, even if they don't recognize the name. It's like those little plants with the pots that all have like personalities and faces to them. They are super stinking cute, and she makes like a ton of enamel pins and then like cute like office supplies and stuff with all these cute little characters. So like the alocasia is like super dorky, and the calathea is like super perky. They're like adorable. I love them. I also have to call out Tyler Thrasher, because fucking love Tyler Thrasher, of course, on this podcast. His Grow Jam journal is still available for purchase. He put out a couple of really cool pins for the season that are beautiful. And he also still has some of his shirts up. I'm pretty sure his Propagate Goodness shirt is still available.
I think he has snails still available. I was on his website today.
He has snails available. Stuff. He like just made a whole set of crystallized butterflies, which looked beautiful.
Oh my God.
And if you have a kiddo in your life, he's got those really cute adventure kits. I don't know if you've seen them. I thought about getting one for myself. Yes. They're adorable. It's like the bag, the microscope, like your little test tubes. It's the cutest thing. It even comes with a little like Tyler Thrasher water bottle, so you can take it on your adventures. Love it.
That's so cute.
Speaking of influencers, I feel like I should call out Planter Rob.
Yes.
Because he put out his own line of merch, which is super cute and is all about anti-racism in plants, which is bomb. And there's also Plant to Scoop. Travis from that account is putting out a whole line of like really beautiful jewelry that is definitely worth keeping an eye on.
Yes.
I don't think it's officially released yet, but anxiously awaiting for that. I have another one on here called Kanchy, and it's spelled Kannchy, but they're a total sweetie that's like very proudly disabled and runs their own shop, making like really beautiful like stickers and pins, all based on plants that are absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome.
And there's also Jessica Namaste Embroidery. I follow a lot of embroidery artists, I've realized recently for some reason, but hers in particular are all like nature inspired. They're really beautiful, and she sells kits. So if you've ever wanted to make your own embroidery, she'll give you the pattern and all the yarn you need, and she'll give you instructions so that you can do it. And she has a YouTube channel, so you can literally watch it and create it yourself.
I've been wanting a new hobby, so this
super
sounds perfect.
Cool hobby that you can like just do at home and chill. And honestly, they're like beautiful, beautiful designs. Yeah,
Okay.
1010. I've been following her for a long time. Want to call out Pansy Ass Ceramics. I love them. They do porcelain ceramics that are very not safe for work, and they come out of Canada. And I definitely want one of the pieces in my home soon. Alex already knows. It's like planned out and everything. There's Cocoa and Seed, which is a really great online retailer for like planty accessories. A lot of them are like very modern and beautiful. So it's the type of stuff that like you wouldn't buy for yourself, but you would love to get as a gift because it's like kind of nicer and really cute. And then the last one I have on the list, even though there are a bunch more, and I'll probably try to share a bunch more in our story throughout the week, but is Luna Lux Botanicals. So we'll actually be just doing something really exciting with her later in the month that like really, really excited to tell you all about. But for now, at least, Luna Lux Botanicals is a company run by a woman here in Denver. And it's basically a line of like salt scrubs and bath soaks, face scrubs, and it's all made with plants, herbs, crystals and gems, things like that. So it's really natural and earthy, and her intention is very like nature inspired. So love it. I feel like it makes the list.
Yeah. That's y'all. If y'all really need to go follow Jillian because she's doing the absolute most.
Oh my god,
like,
I've shared so
sharing
many artists.
And
I'm gonna go broke this season. I like want everything.
You're not helping my situation either. I'm
bad.
Looking at everything. I go to their page too, and I'm like, oh my god. Like I started making my Christmas list yesterday. I added like a couple things, and I literally went to your highlight so I could.
It's great.
Shopping.
And that's not on my plant Instagram. I should probably do one for my plant Instagram that's plant focused, but it's on my personal Instagram because that's where most of the people I follow are artists in some capacity or another. So you have to find my personal Instagram, but it's not that hard to find. And I have all of them in my highlights there. And it's something that I've seen other people do. So like other people that have seen my story were like, oh man, I'm totally going to make a highlight and like keep track of all these people. So you can do that too if you have favorite artists. Yeah.
That mug that you shared, I forget who it was by, but it was the mug and it had the eclipse of the moon on there.
Ugh.
That was really cool.
I've gone down a ceramics rabbit hole.
Okay, I saw it and I can't find it now. And I didn't save it or anything. And it's a mug, it's a pink mug, and it has like Albo Monsteras in the side of the mug, and I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where I saw it. I saw it in like the last week. But it's a pink, big, giant mug, and it has pink Albo Monstera leaves on it, and I'm just like fully obsessed. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, please send it to me because I want to support the artist because like I've been dreaming about this damn mug.
Everybody keep an eye out. Pink mug, Monstera leaves.
Yes, it's so, and it's big. It's chunky. You'll know what I mean when you see it. You're going to be like, the chunky pink Albo
like a
mug.
chunky mug.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
what I want. That's a really good list though. I would say Jillian's like the one when it comes to like local and like online artists. I do support artists on Instagram, but I'll share like my favorite Denver local stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love all of our local plant shops. We did a whole episode. You can go listen. It's season 1, but we talk about like Denver nurseries. And it's all local mom and pop owned places that you can go listen to if you're here local. But you know, there's some that like are plant shops, but also teeter on making other things in their shop too, like tea and crystals and other specialty goods. So like, you know, Rose House Botanicals is awesome. Reroot is amazing. The terrarium shop, I really want a custom terrarium piece for Christmas.
I do too, with little isopods in them, please.
Oh God,
please.
No.
They're so cute.
No, that's what I want so bad. I want like a monarch or I don't know, or like a blue bottle moth or something. I don't know. I really want to get in touch with her because she makes like custom pieces for people all the time.
They're beautiful. And they have a shop online too. So even if you're not Denver local, you can actually shop the terrarium shop online. That goes for reroute as well. And I think Rose
Yeah.
House has some stuff online, but I don't think they deliver.
No, I don't think they do like any type of like shipping or anything like that. But I know they offer curbside, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
Who else is amazing? Ritual Craft is awesome. They're like, it's technically a witch store. So if you're practicing like the craft and whatever, like that is an amazing store. Garage Sale is really cool. It's a thrift shop. It's expensive, but if you like to have fun and find really cool pieces, Garage Sale is great. Especially now that Buffalo Exchange is closed.
Yeah, I thought the
in
same thing. I
Denver.
was like, oh, it's the first time I've
my
heard that one, but everybody does need a new one to go to. So
Yes. Yeah, go to Garage Sale. Who else is amazing?
I know you support Awakening Boutique. They're
Oh,
a
I
cute small
love
shop.
Awakening Boutique. I love them. I love them. I have a $20 gift card. It's sitting on my night table by my bed. That if you, oh my God, if you want it, thank you. I like,
I tried, girl.
Awakening Boutique is where it's at. They have amazing clothing. They have really fun toys for your pleasure. And they're so incredibly like sex positive. They're very like, what am I trying to say?
I don't know. I know
They're
very
aware of
inclusive.
their position of being two white women owning the shop. And they try and make it as inclusive as possible for the LGBTQ plus community, for people of color, for women, for men, for non-binary friends. Like they really go all out making it a space that is safe and sex positive. And they have really dope shit. Like they just and they sell like on that area of Broadway, especially. A lot of you guys, if you live in Denver, you know what we're talking about. But that stretch of Broadway that's kind of near downtown has a lot of really cool shops.
Yep.
And they sell a lot of the similar artists in a lot of those shops. So if you go there and you buy art or pieces from these shops, a lot of them are local artists. Tiger Lily Goods is amazing.
Tiger Lily Goods is a great little shop.
She has a lot of local artists sold in her shop too.
And I was just thinking Brass Botanica too, which is an artist who makes like pressed plant jewelry and natural plant dyes. She has pieces at the Terrarium shop actually for sale.
I know, I saw that and I freaked out.
I know.
I was like, I need to go. Oh my God. You know how hard it is not to go out and like just spend money at these places? Like everybody's getting like the coolest shit right now. And I'm just kind of like, I feel like maybe it's just because I'm at home and I can't go anywhere, but I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, why is everybody getting the best shit right now? That's awesome. I'm so jealous. Everybody gets to go shop right now.
Online shops. I have to check. I don't know if she has her pieces online, but she might.
I know. I need to figure out who I can order from online right now. But yeah, those are like some local ones. And there's so many amazing places here in Denver. And we'll definitely share in our stories.
And there are places wherever you are too. Like you can always look up local places in your area for whatever it is that you need and try to support those places first, especially for plant shops. And I know some people are in areas that are almost like plant deserts. And there's like only a Home Depot's in your area, but you can still order online and kind of do your best to support individual sellers, small online shops, things like that, just to kind of help the plant community as much as you can. Because it's a weird season.
Totally. There's still so many options. And I don't blame people. Like if the big boxes are the only place in your town, in your city.
Yeah, that's where you're going to go.
You got to work with you can only do so much. So support when you can and where you can online if that's the case. And again, that's not always an option for everyone. But
no, honey, if you're in North Dakota and there's only a Home Depot and you're not shipping anything in the snow, like, honey, go to Home Depot.
Yeah, go to Home Depot. It's okay. It is okay. Let's talk plants.
Yeah.
Any plant updates? Have you gotten anything new? I know, you were on a spell there where you were like buying a plant. I feel like every day.
I buy stuff all the time, and Alex just wants to kill me. But I get such good pricing on plants, and we get such cool plants in, especially succulents, because like Pedro usually picks out all of our succulents. He's Cactus Queen on Instagram. He just has such a good eye for cool succulents, so I just keep bringing shit home. It's a real problem. So yeah, I brought a lot home. The plant that I was trying to think of the other day that I brought home was an Edith Colia grandis, which is the new one I got at the shop. I've also gotten like multiple aloe varieties, including like variegated brevifolia, striata, little baby ferox, just a bunch of aloes.
This one, hold on, I have it right here. Let me grab it. This aloe, and it has like the spikies kind of on it.
It does say it's an aloe vito.
Oh, it's but is that like, so, okay, I'm not a total expert on succulents and aloes. So is the aloe vito, that's just the species then, right? Or is there variations of the species?
Honestly, it seems like there are a lot of aloe cultivars. And I learned from Summer Rain, the queen, that cultivar just stands for cultivated variety. So it just means it's man-made. So there are a lot of different cultivars of aloe, and the truth is a lot of them look very similar to me. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, that's a Crumps one. Crumps grew that one. I can tell by the pot that it's in and the labeling. So it is a Vito cultivar. I don't actually know what that means, like what the parentage is or anything like that, though.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was like, that is the species and that is what I shall call you.
I don't know. She's cute, though. And all the aloes are flowering right now. So if you have an aloe at home, it might be flowering soon, which is really lovely. And actually, my most recent plant that I purchased was a marble queen. We just got in some really stunning marble queens, and they're really easy going, and that's what I wanted, just something really easy going to sit on top of my glass case. So she's a baby right now. She's just a little 4-incher, but super cute. So that's my newest plant.
I love marble queen pothos. They're just so stunning.
A classic.
And they're just so happy. Like, I water mine like once every like week and a half until like it droops. Like, it will full on droop. And even I'll let it droop and be like, okay, I'm not gonna water you yet. I'll like wait a few days and let it just be droopy, and then I'll water it. I bottom water it.
Nice.
And it's like perky. It's so wonderful.
That's all it needs. They like to be neglected. I feel like everybody's biggest issue with pothos is they overlove them to death.
Dude, seriously, like on all these like Facebook groups, everybody's like, what's wrong with my pothos? And I'm like, girl, you're not abusing it enough. Give it daddy issues.
Basically, like, did you repot it in the first week, give it a bunch of fertilizer and drown it? Like, it's probably not happy.
Yeah, they all have these like freaking yellow leaves. I was cracking up today. Somebody posted on Facebook. I've been on Facebook a lot. It's been awful. I have nothing else to do. So I just scroll. But somebody was like selling, it was like in a plant group tea, whatever group, but somebody was selling a Marble Queen pothos cutting, and it had like 3 leaves, or no, it was a neon pothos, but it had like variegation on it, so it was like different colors green. And they were like selling a cutting for like $20.
Oh my God.
And people were like, the fuck?
Yeah, just to make it very clear, it's like very common to find random variegation on neon pothos, like all the time.
Yeah. Mine has variegation in it. It's totally normal, and like no shame to that person for like being a new plant parent and just not knowing, but like, girl, do some market research a little bit before you just start selling shit for $20 like a cutting. I was cracking up.
How about you try to like trade your plants instead? Like, get a different variety of pothos and trade with somebody. I don't know.
That'd will say plant people always have pothos cuttings.
Always.
So if you ever want, like, don't ever buy a pothos. Like, Jillian bought a pothos like pop off queen, but like if you're a new plant parent and you're like don't have a lot of money, like ask plant people for like pothos cuttings, and we'll have I'll give you like pretty much my whole plant at that point.
And pretty much every plant parent will do the same. Like, they're like, oh, you want a cutting? Here you go. Especially if you're happy with like a golden pothos. Like, don't pay for it.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure.
What new plants have you gotten? How are your plants doing?
So how are my plants doing? Well, so obviously it's been hard taking care of them. So what I've had to do is I take it kind of like in sections with my watering. Because if I do all my plants, so like what's been happening is I'll take a section and water, and I will be exhausted. I happened to me the other day. I like watered just like a few plants, and I took a 3-hour nap afterwards. It was so exhausting. So they're hanging in there, surprisingly really well. A lot of them are doing great. I just really have been neglecting and just kind of been like, hey guys, like this is how it is. The only one that's really struggling right now is my watermelon peperomia. It wasn't getting enough light, I think, where it was at, and I moved it before I got COVID. So it's bounced back a little bit, but it definitely needs to be pruned.
Yours is pretty big, isn't it?
What's that?
Yours is pretty big, isn't it? Your watermelon pep?
Yeah, it was like when I first bought it, it was like a 6 or 8 inch pot. I can't remember exactly. So we'll see how that one goes. And then my Hoya Bella just hates me. I don't know what I did to deserve all this hatred from my Hoya Bella. I just don't think I do well with them. I had one prior and it died, and I bottom water it, but I don't know what to do. I try and get the watering right. I dry it out.
See, my Hoya Bella likes to be wetter than all my other Hoyas.
Really? Okay. Well, maybe I need to water it more, because I tried that too with my first one, and I was like, oh, this one likes more water, but then I think I maybe gave it too much. I just couldn't figure it out. So maybe I'll try it with this one, because this one's not too far gone yet, where I can try and water it a little bit more and see.
See what happens.
But those are really the only ones that have really been struggling with me.
I mean, for how many plants you have, that's great.
I'm just as shocked as you are. My begonia maculata is flowering again.
Aww.
It flowered like 2 or 3 months ago.
What a sweetie.
But it's flowering again. I wasn't expecting it to flower, but it's just such a happy-go-lucky, sweet boy. Like, it just wants to flower for me. My Cebu Blue Pothos is just like taken off. It is so big now. It's probably at least 4 feet long.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just took cuttings for it too, for our people who registered to vote for cuttings. I just took a ton of cuttings from it, and it's longer now than it was before. So if you guys want cuttings of Cebu Blues, hit me up.
Pop those cuttings, y'all. I'm telling you.
Exactly. Need to figure out. So I wanted to start air layering my philodendron white knight.
Cool.
For something in the future that Jillian and I will be doing. Maybe we'll mention it later in this podcast. I don't know. But I was going to start the process of that. I've never done any type of air layering propagation before. Isn't it like you just wrap spag around like a node, right? And then just kind of cover it with like saran wrap or like a cup or something?
Pretty much, yeah, that's what I've heard. I've even seen people if you like cut your nursery pot and you cut the side down,
like a
yeah,
slit.
you can even make a little pot for it.
Yeah,
just keep it like moist and hot. But like warm,
Okay, I might do that.
Yeah, that would be a fun project while you're home.
Yeah, I might do that. I like that idea. But yeah, that's kind of like it with my plants. I'm kind of boring. They're just like, I right now at this point, I'm just, every day I wake up and just praying that nobody is dead fully. Just with the current state, I'm just kind of like, okay, who's alive with me today? I still have mealy bugs.
Oh, we're doing so good. I thought you had most of them gone.
So they went on my Monstera sultipicana.
Oh no.
And it was not a whole lot of them. So I've been trying to, the last 2 weeks I haven't done any type of treatments, but I think tomorrow I'm going to try and do it. That'll be like my one thing I do tomorrow.
Nice.
Is spray my sultipicana.
Treat the sultipicana.
But there was like 3 or 4 mealies on it, and I like pruned it and cut it back a bunch just to try and help it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, everything's trying not to die with me.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that everything so far is hanging on.
Yes.
Same over here, thankfully, since I've switched everything over to much simpler plants, like my table of Sansevieria behind me. So I think this is a good place to cut out. I know we keep hinting at like this exciting thing we're doing later in the year. Do you want to announce it now or do you want to wait?
I'm fine with announcing it. You have the dates right in your phone?
Yeah, I have the dates that we're like hoping for, but I haven't finalized what's on which date. But between like December 13th and December 19th, which would be the week before Christmas, or we could do the weekend of Christmas.
I think the 13th is fine.
Yeah, and we basically just want to do some giveaway days and maybe do an auction too to help others. I know Giving Tuesday is coming up, but obviously we're kind of out of commission right now, so I don't want to do a ton of social media yet. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing some giveaways so that we can make sure to give back to all of you that have helped support us through 2020. And we've got a lot of really, really exciting things lined up for that. So I'm super excited to call out all of the things we'll have included in the giveaway. And it will be split up, so there will be many of you that will have the opportunity to win something, which is going to be really fun.
Yeah, we have a lot coming at you. There's going to be, I think we decided on 7 days of giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some good stuff coming. So look out for that. And, like Jillian was saying about social media, her and I haven't been posting too much just because, Jillian's a working woman and trying to run the podcast and edit and get our website set up. And I'm just like, y'all, just posting on social media is exhausting.
It takes so much effort, like, honestly, to like think of a caption and do all the hashtags and like tag all the right people and then it from all the other accounts and make sure you engage with other people so it does well. The Instagram algorithm, y'all, is a bitch.
It is. Yeah, we like the podcast piece. Like we know we love Instagram and we appreciate it and what it does, but like we're the podcast people. Like we like to be on the podcast and do the podcast stuff. So it's like it can be draining, at least what I've noticed for me these last couple of weeks. It's like very exhausting. So I haven't been on our Instagram as much, but on my personals, I've been like trying to post, and I post my updates with my COVID stuff because I have like friends and family that follow me just to give everybody like, hey, here's where I'm at. I'm not dead yet.
And y'all can follow and see those updates too. She's at Amusing Plants or at Amusing Eyes, which I think is probably tagged in your plant Instagram anyway.
Yeah, that is.
And I'm at Just Pups and Plants, and my personal is tagged on my Instagram as well. If you did want to go check out my highlight for just artists and small businesses that are pushing product for the holiday. And you can always follow us at 2 Girls 1 Plant Podcast on Instagram. You can also always email us at 2girls1plantpodcast@gmail.com in case you have any ideas for giveaways for the holidays or any other fun ideas. I'm collaborating with a couple of people to do some really fun planting-inspired things for the holidays. So
yeah, if you're like a fun local business and you want to do like a giveaway or something like that, like hit us up. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. Awesome. So yeah, thank you all for letting us kind of take it easy. We're happy we get to check in with you, and we're grateful to be here doing this podcast week after week. So we will definitely do our best. Talk to y'all next week.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.